This is a CBS 4 News special report.
We want to take you out live right now to Surfside. We're getting an update on the search and rescue operation. Let's listen in.
Approaching the end of day 5, and the search and rescue continues all day long, and our teams have made significant progress on the site. Over the past few hours, our first responders did recover another victim. So, in total, the number of people accounted for now stands at 136, with 150 unaccounted for. The number of confirmed deaths is 11, tragically 11. And once again, as I continue to stress in all of these briefings, these numbers are very fluid and they will change. We are continually auditing the list and getting more calls and information from family members. So please stand by for more information. We have also expanded our Family Assistance Center, and it now has 14 different organizations actively working with the families. It has been very well received, and people are getting real help. We also had a very good briefing with families this evening, and so we are continuing, as always, to provide timely updates, as much information as we have to these families, and providing them the news before you get it. So we are frank, we are transparent, this is what we've promised, and this is how we have been. And the work that is being done on this search and rescue effort and the service to the families has been made possible by unprecedented, historic cooperation between our local, our state, and our federal partners, as well as our nonprofit and faith groups and municipal groups right here. So we have everyone from the Water and Sewer Department of Miami-Dade County, our Procurement Department, our Community Action and Human Services Agency, FEMA, our Florida Department of Emergency Management, and international partners, including the Israeli team that actually had additional members come in today. The Mexican team, Miami Foundation, Red Cross, Florida Blue, Jewish Community Services, and many others. It is truly inspiring. It is unprecedented, and we are so very grateful for everyone working together here in Surfside. So I want to thank especially the men and women who have been working tirelessly 24/7, as you know, on the site, and it's truly a moving operation. The dogs, the sonar, the cameras, the heavy equipment, and the men and women from all over the world, and right here the best that we have anywhere, working tirelessly to look for survivors. Those of you who are watching at home and you want to support the victims, please join us at supportsurfside.org. Thank you for your many generous donations. It's making a difference, and the families are getting assistance today. They've been receiving assistance today thanks to your generous support. We've raised over $1.6 million to help these families. This is truly monumental and so important to them and to us. I wanted to provide an update also on the building audit that is being conducted in Miami-Dade County. As promised, we said we would begin immediately, and starting Saturday, we did a countdown. We said within 30 days, and actually I'm imagining it will be well less than 30 days, that we will have gone through all of the properties, actually 4 stories and above, that are ready for their recertification or have just completed recertification, to make sure that all of the findings have been addressed. We want to make sure and we want to review to see if any of those findings are life safety issues. And if they are, we will act swiftly. So far, we are confident that things are safe, but if we find any life safety issues, we will move very deliberately. Our inventory has revealed that 14 buildings in unincorporated Dade have recently begun their recertification process, and so we're going to be reviewing that list of concerns as part of this audit to make sure that these outstanding issues will be addressed. And I continue to call on our cities right here in Surfside and all of our cities. We want to work with you to do similar process of your housing inventory. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, and God bless our first responders, the men and women risking their lives for all of us, and to the families that are waiting and watching eagerly for news of their loved ones. Buenas noches, aquí estamos en el quinto día del...
Been listening to the latest update from the site of the Surfside building collapse as Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava now updates in Spanish. Just a few minutes ago, though, sadly, she did confirm that first responders did recover another victim from the rubble at that site. So these are the latest numbers right now. 11 confirmed deaths as a result of the building collapse. Right now, 136 people are accounted for, but that does also include those people who have been confirmed deceased, and 150 are accounted for at this time. She stresses, though, that these numbers are going to continue to change as the investigation and as the search and rescue mission continues. She says they also continue to audit their list of the people who may have been unaccounted for as they get more information from family members. But again, she says that right now, here at the end of day 5, this very much remains a search and rescue mission.
And Lauren, this is now the 5th day since that building so tragically collapsed, and we all saw it and still cannot believe it. No one has been found alive in that rubble since 10 hours after day 1, but that is not stopping the rescue workers out there. They say this continues to be a search and rescue operation. They are working there feverishly, tirelessly, trying to find victims inside that rubble. The mayor also describing how there is an outpouring of support for families, the people who lived in those towers. They have raised $1.6 million to help those families. Just a wonderful outpouring of support from South Florida.
And of course, these officials are in constant contact with those families that are waiting for word at the reunification center. Before they come and update the media and the public, they have these briefings with the family members as well, who are just anxious to hear of any little update possible. We're told that 14 organizations are actively working with the families right now to assist them during this very difficult time. So again, they have gotten this briefing already, confirming that another victim has in fact been pulled from the debris at the Surfside Condo collapse. Now, she says, as you mentioned, Elliot, this unprecedented cooperation just by local, state, and federal partners, as well as the nonprofit and faith groups, everyone really coming together. In fact, so many people have donated things that some organizations are saying just hold off, don't bring more stuff and more tangible donations to the actual site, because they don't really have a way to disperse all of that right now. Right now, the best thing to do is perhaps to donate monetarily if you can. You could do that through supportsurfside.org, or of course you can go through neighborsforneighbors.org as well if you do feel called to donate to help these families impacted by this tragedy.
Another part of this, Lauren, is the investigation into how this happened and addressing the concern of so many people who live in high-rise buildings, not just along the coast, but all over this area. The mayor saying that in Miami-Dade County they are conducting a building audit. All properties 4 stories and above that are ready for their 40-year recertification is getting looked at very closely. Right now, there are 15 buildings that have begun that process, and that they have all hands on deck as far as the inspectors in Miami-Dade County looking at these buildings, looking at them very closely to make sure that they are sturdy, that there are no problems with this building. Of course, Lauren, so many questions about the issues that had been found at the Champlain Towers complex, especially with that pool deck and the water that had been going into the underground garage, and the concerns that the a condo association had talked about, and the city of Surfside also under the magnifying glass. Right now, let's listen into who's speaking now.
All state agencies that have equipment that have been asked for are here on the ground. I will let you know that we have about 225 urban search and rescue personnel that have been dispatched to the area. This does not count Miami-Dade Task Force 1 and City of Miami Task Force 2, because obviously they're home here. We have, again, our DOT, Department of Management Services, Department of Economic Opportunity, including Director Sherby, he'll be speaking shortly. We have Volunteer Florida CEO on the ground. Volunteer donations are continue to go on, and we are looking for a warehouse for that, for those donated goods right now. So all state agencies are all in. We are here. We are taking care of the needs that they have. And when I say they, both the survivors, the families, and then the county and city as well. So I want to just, again, assure everybody that there is a unified effort in here between the county, the state, and our FEMA partners behind us. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Director. And now from the Department of Economic Opportunity, Secretary Daney.
Hello, and thank you all for this coverage of this unprecedented event. As Director Guthrie said, Governor DeSantis has ensured that all resources that are needed are available for those that are here still suffering in the recovery, and all agencies that are needed are boots on the ground. And while our focus continues to be on search and rescue, and rightfully so, there is often collateral damage that is overlooked. And some of the collateral damage that we're seeing right now is local businesses and the businesses, the families who are suffering. So the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity is here. We're boots on the ground. We have 2 mobile units who are meeting with families and are canvassing the nearby businesses. And we need the media's help. We need your help to get the message out that there are resources, there are tools available from the state in our coordination with the feds and the local government. And you can learn about those at floridadisaster.biz. floridadisaster.biz. We need your help from the media to get that into the hands and the ears of the residents, the business owners, the employees, the employers. We want to make sure that all those who need our assistance from the state, the local, and the feds get that assistance, and we are committed to doing so. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Secretary. And now Miami-Dade Commission Chairman Jose Pepe Diaz.
Thank you. And earlier I had a conversation with one of the firefighters who used our team, and we were just conversing how difficult the job is and how stressful it is. And it's all about hope at the end of the day. And that is a conversation we had. He had just finished being on for quite a while. And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about for all of us, is to make sure that that hope continues on, whether it's here in Miami, or it's all the way to Israel, or all the way to Mexico. These people that are coming to help our people out here have the hope to find people alive. And that's something we cannot stop. We have to continue with that hope. As Mayor said earlier, and all of us have said, we're here to support and do everything we got to do and do it. But the most important thing is to say thank you again to all those that are working hard. So, una de las cosas que pude hacer hace un ratico es hablar con la...
That is Miami-Dade County Commission Chairman Jose Pepe Diaz saying that as long as there is hope, this continues to be a search and rescue operation, not a recovery operation. This is day 5 since that tower there on in Surfside, right off of Collins Avenue and near 88th Street went down, and we're still in a state of disbelief in South Florida, quite frankly. Nothing like this has ever happened before, Lauren, and the numbers are just mind-boggling. And the victims' families, of course, they are still holding on to any hope, because of course we see stories, you know, in other parts of the world where there are earthquakes and people are found days later, and they're hoping that that's the story that will be reported here. So they are not giving up hope, and the rescue crews are also holding on to that hope. You mentioned that we have help from Mexico, and also that elite team that came here from Israel. Those are that's the video of the buses that took family members to visit the site over the weekend.
Looks like we're going to be hearing from another speaker here at the press conference momentarily. Miami-Dade Fire Chief Alan Kaminsky. Let's listen in.
Search and rescue efforts all throughout the day. I did have some weather conditions with the rain, but it didn't impede us from our search and rescue efforts. Again, slow process, but we're definitely making progress. With our delayering in different areas as we move certain amounts of debris. We're still focusing on our search fields the way we have it gridded, and we'll definitely keep focusing that way. You know, as we come across a crevice, as we come across a small void, that's where we continue to focus and continue moving, continue digging through deeper to see if we find anything further. definitely it's an amazing effort. Very, very proud of the direction and where we're going, and we're going to continue moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Miami-Dade Fire Rescue PIO en español, Erika Caro.
Muy buenas tardes. A pesar de las fuertes lluvias y chubascos.
Updating that the rain did slow them down just a little bit, but they continue to work around the clock there at that site. He says they're still working on following the different search fields. They have a very complex patterns, if you will, to determine where they should go next to make sure that that debris pile doesn't shift in a way that could be unsafe for the crews that are working on top of it. And we do know now that all of the workers and all of what is happening there at the site is happening above ground right now. They did try to use some tunneling techniques to perhaps access any possible survivors from below the building, from the garage level, but we are told that now everything that is happening is above. But they can only have about 60 workers on that debris pile at a time for safety reasons, so that's why it's so important that there are a lot of crews out there so they can continue to rotate them out. And the Florida Division of Emergency Management says that there are in fact 225 urban search and rescue personnel that have been dispatched there, and that doesn't even include those who are actually from Miami-Dade County. Let's listen into the update from the police department.
But we keep receiving phone calls, so I just want to reiterate the plan. So our traffic plan has been posted on social media. It has been shared with our public safety partners, specifically those agencies within zip code 33154. So currently what's closed is Collins Avenue in Harding between 8th Street and 6th Street. Rest assured, we're evaluating traffic on a daily basis. Our ultimate objective is going to be to open Harding as soon as we can. For the residents living within zip code 33154, rest assured you are being allowed into your residences and into your businesses. In Spanish, buenas.
Okay, police telling us that, again, there is traffic tie-ups there in that area. Collins Avenue continues closed in front of the condo building, and certainly not an area you want to go to unless you absolutely have to. And Lauren, one of the statements that really caught my attention was from Jimmy Petronis, who's the Chief Financial Officer of the state of Florida. He said that this is the biggest deployment of state resources for an emergency that is not a hurricane in the history of the state of Florida. And you think about that, we've seen hurricanes that have demolished neighborhoods. We saw what Hurricane Michael has done, what Irma has done, and other hurricanes throughout this state, and that's in a widespread area. And this is just as big, if not bigger, but just for that small area of Miami Beach.
Just incredible, the outpouring of support from not just the community here in South Florida, but also from all over the state, the country, and the world. I believe we're going to have another speaker here, perhaps, or perhaps they're taking questions right now. Let's see if we can listen in to the press conference just to get an idea of what's being discussed, because I'm sure a lot of people still have plenty of information they're seeking right now. Let's listen to Chief Alan Kaminsky.
No, you know, again, very, very difficult situation. You know, it's still very positive, still moving forward, and this is what we do. You know, we push hard, and you know, we're looking for a positive outcome. Obviously, as we continue pushing and you know, and without having that positive outcome yet, it's very difficult, but still very positive. You know, we're finding certain areas, certain components, and keep going, keep pushing forward. So spirits, I would say, are you know, very optimistic. When it comes to injuries, you know, we did, you know, minor, nothing significant. We did have one individual that, you know, did slide down today a few feet, but you know, uninjured. So there's nothing significant to report of any of our rescue workers at this time.
As far as the president, maybe?
We would welcome the president, and we have no specific plans.
Question right here for the chief. Yes, Chief. Can you confirm that the rescue teams are finding search and rescue teams are finding some decent pockets of water, and does that maybe give you some hope that people that are trapped could, you know, survive longer periods of time with that present water?
No, not for pockets of water. As we're going through, very small voids that we're seeing. But as we come across a small void, that's where our teams will expand and go further to see. So definitely that's what we're looking for. You know, we're hoping to find, you know, that possible, you know, larger void space or pocket where we can find a survivor.
We have a question here, Director Guthrie, please.
Hey, my question was about Governor DeSantis' comments yesterday that agents that were sent to the border were not needed here, and that those agencies were not part of the response to this. You said that all
So in reference to the question, the resources that the governor sent to the southern border are Florida Highway Patrol, Florida Game and Fish Commission, FWC. Florida Highway Patrol is assisting here locally, and we do have FWC officers assisting here locally as well. But I will once again say, as the governor did say yesterday, Miami-Dade County is and as well as the director mentioned this in a meeting we had today, Miami-Dade County is the 8th largest law enforcement agency in the country, and at this point in time they have not asked for any additional resources in law enforcement. If they should ask for law enforcement resources, the governor will dispatch law enforcement resources to the same.
Hi, Cristian Maravidas from NBC6. Just wondering if you guys have moved the reunification center, or if there are plans to move it from its current location?
We have moved the Family Assistance Center to a larger location. Obviously, the numbers of family members is growing as more come to Miami and Surfside to await news of their loved ones. So we did need some additional space.
And just a quick follow-up, if you can talk about the spirit, how are they feeling right now?
So we have people waiting and waiting and waiting for news that is excruciating. We have them coping with the news that they might not have their loved ones come out alive, and still hope against hope that they will. They're learning that some of their loved ones will come out as body parts. I mean, this is the kind of information that is just excruciating for everyone. And they know that we're working around the clock on the search and rescue efforts. They know that we're bringing assistance to bear from all possible sources, and they know that we're with them. As our police director said earlier today, they are our family now, and we stand with them. And I believe that they feel that and recognize that even through their pain.
Question.
The discovery that you made today, was there anything done today as far as search and rescue that was different than other days that helped you make that discovery today?
No, well, I mean, we definitely modified our approach over the past several days. So you see our workforce a lot more on top of the pile, how we separated with our rescue grids and focus on a different area. So the technique hasn't changed. We're just layering process by process as we're going through. So the search is the same, and again, we were able to locate the victim today. But unfortunately, nothing further and nothing positive.
Question.
Carlos Suarez at NBC6. I just had a quick question. Fire Chief, two questions. One, is there any way that you can provide us on where the most recent victim was found? Was it in this continuous removing the layers along the trench? And then my second question is, it poured most of the day. I'm curious if any impact that may have had on the trench itself, or did it hold? Was it fine throughout?
Yes, okay. In regards to the rescue grids, the victims that we found are scattered throughout. In the sense where they're in different grids. So I know today the last one was in grid B2 is the way that we have it set up. But the victims that we located, it's all been throughout. So it's not in one specific isolated area. Definitely with the weather, it enhances. With the water as we're making entry, as we're tunneling to certain areas, looking like I mentioned, when we find a void, and now we kind of want to go further, deeper to see if there's a deeper void or something different that we find. There's definitely a concern with the rain and now the debris and possibly sliding. So, I mean, it's an extremely dangerous situation. And I can't overemphasize enough the incredible efforts, of our task force members, our rescue teams, and what we're doing. It's a very, very difficult, very, very challenging situation. And, we're doing the best that we can, what we're trained to do, and definitely continue moving forward.
And final question in English, and then we'll switch to Spanish.
Hi, so people, even more so the ones that are next to the beach, are extremely concerned about the causes of the collapse are not conclusive. So have you considered to make mandatory the evacuation for the residents to the older towers, or is this something that you're still making optional for?
We had our building official, I think it was 2 days ago, go through the Champlain North and the Champlain East. And they did a cursory inspection. It was not a comprehensive, but it was to address the concerns while we were waiting for the engineering firm to arrive, which I'm told is tomorrow at 2 p.m. So the Condominium Association has hired its own sort of engineering firm to do a top-to-bottom sort of evaluation on whether or not the buildings are structurally sound, and at that point we might be able to make a determination on whether or not there's really an issue there. In the meantime, the residents have been given the option to relocate if they have any kinds of fears with respect to the structural integrity of the building. I'd also like to add here that I just came from the meeting with the families, and we heard in the meeting that the Israeli team is going to be supplemented, meaning I think they had some guys arrive today, they had 6 or so arrive today, and they'll have more arrive tomorrow, which is, again, giving the families comfort, because what we're doing is we seem to be constantly, and I believe we are, increasing the numbers of search and rescue team members that are available. So that was something that the family was happy to hear.
And now for Spanish.